Reporting from Israel for EndTimes.com, this is Brian Schrauger. Since Iran fired 181 ballistic missiles at Israel on 1 October, it has been certain the Jewish state will respond. The big questions have been, and remain, how will it respond? What will it do? Will it target Iran's economy, perhaps by bombing Iran's oil-rich province of Khuzestan, or its related island for exporting oil called Karg? Its massive port of Shahid Raji in Bandar Abbas on the Strait of Hormuz? Will it target Iranian military leaders, government leaders? Will it launch a cyber attack against the country's infrastructure? Will it pull the trigger on covert operations, triggering in tandem its many operatives in Iran to initiate various missions? The probable answer to all of these questions is yes. Do you remember Jonathan Dryy? He is a journalist and Middle East expert we met in an interview back in May. Over the years, Jonathan has spent a lot of time in Syria, in Iraq, in these and other very dangerous locations. Jonathan's articles regularly appear in the Wall Street Journal, Jane's Information Group, the Jerusalem Post, and many other prestigious publications around the English-speaking world. He's also the editor of the Middle East Quarterly, a publication of the Middle East Forum, where he is the director of research. In his spare time, Jonathan has also authored two compelling books: Days of the Fall, a reporter's journey in the Syria and Iraq wars, and The Transforming Fire, the rise of the Israel-Islamist conflict. In an article he published on 3 October, Jonathan dryly wrote, "Ample evidence exists to suggest that Israel possesses an irregular capacity on Iranian soil, which is available for activation when needed. It is almost certain," he continued, "that this capacity includes the involvement of Iranian citizens. The regime in Tehran is not popular, and finding individuals willing to work against it isn't difficult. Though, of course, details in this regard are elusive." And, of course, there is the biggest question of all. Will Israel attempt to destroy Iran's nuclear development sites in Natanz, Fordow, Arak, Isfahan, Maravan, Bushehr, and its undeclared sites in Tarkuz-Abad, Varamin, and Merivan? U.S. President Biden has made it very clear that he opposes an attack on Iran's nuclear sites. One day after Iran launched 181 ballistic missiles at Israel, a journalist asked Biden if he would support an attack by Israel on Iran's nuclear program. "The answer is no," he replied. Reportedly, this is a sentiment he repeated in last Wednesday's mutually blunt telephone conversation with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Notably, however, Israel has not committed to refrain from such an attack. Will it? Will it attack Iran's nuclear development sites? There is no shortage of commentators attempting to answer this question. Then, last Thursday evening on 10 October, Israeli Brigadier General Amir Avivi rendered his report on the matter. Serving in the IDF reserves, General Avivi is also the founder and chairman of the Israel Defense and Security Forum, the IDSF, an Israeli nonprofit organization to which tens of thousands of IDF officers and soldiers belong. Avivi is not a journalist or a third-party analyst. He is a player, if you will, fully plugged into Israel's highest levels of military thinking. In a briefing over Zoom offered to all members of the IDSF, General Avivi gave this sobering assessment. Please note that for the sake of clarity, I have burned subtitles onto this clip.
Israel has reached the point which is basically dismantling the depths of Iran, dismantling Hamas and Hezbollah. In a few weeks, we'll reach the point where really both organizations are almost completely crippled. And this creates a reality where Iran is naked without these elements safeguarding Iran. And what will happen in this reality probably is that Iran, feeling that it's in a grave danger, they will accelerate the nuclear plans. So we are now in a situation where we are starting a race. They are going to make a run for nuclear weapons, and we have to make a run to destroy their capabilities. This is what's happening. And fighting Iran, now I'm saying crystal clear, war with Iran is imminent. And this is not about what is Israel going to do in a week or in a day or in 2 weeks as a retaliation to the shooting they did. It's much, much bigger than that. It's about a campaign that needs to end with Iran crippled and not able to endanger Israel in any way. This is a campaign that might take a few months, might take more. And there will be challenges. But it's something that we know we can really win. We can do it. Now, this is how it will be exactly and how it will develop and what will happen, because it's not going to be short. It's not about just the retaliation.
If you are not yet a subscriber to endtimes.com and would like to see the rest of this important report and others like it, I urge you to subscribe right now at the website endtimes.com. For only $7 a month, you will receive a wealth of information and insight from Jimmy Evans, Mark Hitchcock, and experts from around the world, including Israelis living right here in the Jewish state. Do yourself a favor and sign up today. Then join me as together we make ourselves ready to armor up and intercede on Israel's behalf.